once again back here to my channel, podcast channel at that. It is myself, Josie, with Josie Says Posta Cabron. Guys, Happy New Year! It's 2021 already. Oh my goodness. And somehow we thought everything was just going to disappear but from 2020, but no, here we are. Well, as you guys can tell, if you guys saw my previous video where I told you guys with my COVID experience, I'm here. I'm doing a lot better. I have already failed my New Year's resolution. I did say that I was going to get a little bit more glammed up for you guys, and I am not glammed up, and it's okay. You know, things happen as long as I give you guys what you guys want, and it's the chismes, opinions, and everything in between. But before I do start, guys, I do want to remind you guys that I am on Instagram. For this video, I think you will want to know what my Instagram is. I'm going to put it down here. It's Josie Says Pos. Not quite sure why I never finished it with that cabron. Maybe I was scared because, you know, rules and regulations. But anyways, so that is my Instagram. And the reason why I say that this time you will have to know what my Instagram is porque there is a video I shared not too long ago, maybe a couple days ago, of something I saw on TikTok. And usually when I get on TikTok, I know que no hay que hacer y nada. Because if you guys are like me, I will start like, let's say midday. And by 4 o'clock, I'm like, what the did I, you know, what am I still doing sitting here? So, it was about midday when I was watching this, and, you know, I'm just like going and going and going. And usually my TikToks are a lot to do with crafting and a lot of, stuff like that, right? But so this one pops up, and I'm like, why would this pop up? And, it's a video of a first communion celebration. Or the, you know, the misa, and it's walking, and there's this little girl. I think I'm just going to screenshot the picture. There's this little girl who is wearing what I like to call a very elegant prom dress. Okay. Time out. Pause. So, la primera comunión, or the first communion, is one of our 7 sacraments that us Catholics, and I say us because I am Catholic, I was raised Catholic, I am still Catholic, I am still a participant, or how do you say it? I'm still Catholic. You know, I still do the rosary, I still go to church. When not during the COVID, we still watch it via, you know, YouTube. And yeah, so I am Catholic. My kids have been baptized, and my kids my daughter just recently, well, not recently, she just finished doing her first communion. My son did it when he was her age as well. And that's what we Catholics believe, and it's one of the most important sacraments, because now we take la Eucharistia. I don't know the Eucharist in English, guys. I don't know my Catholic in English. And it's when we believe, you know, that, you know, el cuerpo de Dios, you know, la sangre de Cristo. So that is very, very important to us. Now, another little side note. A lot of the times, us Mexicans or Latinos, or insert whatever you want to call yourself nowadays, we tend to think that this is a time, we do it because we think it's tradition, very different tradition and sacrament. We do it because we want the big shebang, the big party, the big, you know, la banda, and, you know, the kids don't even know what's going on. Did you guys even explain to them how important this sacrament was? And a lot of times, if you guys don't know this, you do it so someone could become your compadre or your comadre. And I don't know if you guys, like I said, know this or not, but that's not a requirement. Having a padrino and a madrina for your first communion is not a requirement. That is tradition. So, so like I said, a lot of times, you know, we do it for that. And y se le olvida uno la primera comunión, and after that, we don't take them to church anymore. We don't go have them do the Eucharistia, which was the whole reason of those 2 years of catechism. But that is what typically the first communion is. Also, the way you dress is your typical white dress for girls. Why a white dress? And if you go to my Instagram, you see all the other little girls wearing their white dresses. That signifies purity. When you guys, if you're Catholic, we get baptized cuando estamos chiquitas. or chiquitos. We too wear white because white is purity. After we get baptized, we no longer have the original sin. That's what we believe in, guys. If you guys believe in something else, it's do you, boo-boo, right? But that's what we believe. And I say again, we, because I'm Catholic. So we baptize our kids in white because after that, they no longer have the original sin. Ya son. They're pure. It's pure. So when you do your first community,
come on.
Your first communion, it symbolizes purity as well. Kind of like when you get married, you're supposed to be, free of sin, which is you haven't been sleeping around. And that's why you get married in white, because it signifies purity. Yeah, that right there is one of my points on what I have to think about this video. Okay? But before I do that, I'm going to read your guys' responses. I did post it on my Instagram and I posted it on my Facebook, because I was just like, what in tarnations is going on here? So let me read to you guys. If you guys think I don't, no, it's not. No, these are you guys' responses. I screenshot it. I'm old school, guys. I know there's probably another way of doing this, but this is how I do it. So let me begin. Someone said, is she going to a party or is she taking a holy sacrament? I mean, I'm not religious, but that's so disrespectful, especially if you understand why you're there in the first place. It also makes you wonder, what was that, her choice or her parents' choice? So many questions and thoughts. I personally know this person too, and she, of course, when a lot of people when mean they're not religious is, I think, I don't want to speak for her. They're not embedded in their religion, right? But she too, that's her thought, right? So then someone else says, to me, it's a sign of disrespect, but I could be old fashioned. Seeing her dressed like that makes me believe she's in for the glamour and all that's behind that. I like the more traditional apparel. And what kind of parents will let her wear something that is way too old for her? Someone says, for me, that's a big no-no. I don't understand why the church let her walk out like that. It's an innocent act, and she looks like she's ready for the club. Personally, I do not like it, but maybe I'm old-fashioned. I even made sure my son was in all white. And then she posted a picture. Let me let you know that this person is one of her when I said R, is my twin sister and I, very dearest friend. And she posted a picture and it's just so adorable. If she lets me post it, I'm going to have to ask her. I'll post it. And because she too understands the religion, right? And then someone coming back to her said, I know some church got tired of parents complaining they didn't have money for the dress or suit, yet they are the same parents who invest in the party afterwards. It's so sad. Your daughter looks so beautiful and your son looks so handsome, as it should be. It's not being old school. It's respect for the sacrament that they're about to receive. And someone else said, oh, I thought it was the mom at first, because that's how grown up she looked, guys. Someone else says she is beautiful. Careful to judge. Maybe an African Catholic thing. She's dressed like a princess. The reason we are upset is because she's so young. Remember how some children are dressed for quinceaneras. Dressing children like adults is found in every culture. Have you seen some of the trendy wedding dresses? And let me comment to that the last comment. Quinceañeras is not a sacrament. Quinceañera is a tradition. For all those of you guys who think that, oh, because we have to have la misa. The misa is not a sacrament. It's not required. We tend to do it because we want to thank God that our daughters, mine will be in like 4 more years, made it to the 15 años. So and they're, I guess, the big fancy dresses and everything, and they do spend a lot of money on that. But by then they're 15, right? It's tradition to have those dresses. Me and my twin sister, if I can find a picture of us, I'll post it. we had all white dress and with a touch of whatchamacallit, green, because that was our theme color, green. And through the years, it evolved. 2 years later, my little sister had her quinceanera, and she had a baby pink. Because by then, people were informed, hey, I know you guys want to keep it white because, you know, purity and everything, but that's more when it's a sacrament. You guys, this is a tradition celebration. This is a celebration that, you know, comes from Mexico, and we celebrate. So therefore, it doesn't necessarily have to be white. That's when we started evolving to these gorgeous colors, dresses. My side business is doing invitations for quinceañeras. My sister is a quinceañera choreographer. So we see these very elegant, very beautiful dresses. Big, puffy, you know, in different colors, different styles. That doesn't really bother me, like I said, because it's not a. Now, I do know my church is very adamant that if you have it a little bit off the shoulder or showing too much skin, you do wear a shawl. And I love that idea. I love that idea because you still have to remember you're still at church. So what do I think about this? I agree 100% with all of you guys. That's why I was bothered. This is, like I explained to you guys in the morning, it's a holy sacrament. Now, let's erase the whole holy sacrament, old school fashion and all that. When you go, usually, you know, when your daughter or son is about to have their first communion, you go to pláticas, which are little conferences. And they specifically tell you what your kids need to wear, and they explain to you on the why your kids wear what they do, right? Because like I said, a lot of us just do it because we think it's, oh, you know, they need to do it so when they get married. No, it's a sacrament. But like I said, we're not going to talk about that right now. My thing is, and it reminds me a little bit about how the world is right now. A lot of the people right now are the rules don't apply to me. When you guys go on my Instagram and see the video, every little girl looks so uniform. Your white long dress, all white, pretty little gloves, and here she comes in her very form-fitted dress with hot pink. The back is see-through, but it has like that little covering, but it's see-through, you can see, and she is struggling to walk. Let me tell you what I know for a fact was going on in everybody's head. What is she wearing? And we're at church, and regardless, guys, no me digan que no lo hacen. We're gonna do it because that's just human nature. This is why, you know, we're chismosas, because it's just human nature. What I thought, and it's probably what I would have thought if I was sitting there, is like, who does she think she is? Why is she wearing that? Did she not get the memo? Now, guys, when women get married, remember there's like this unwritten law that no one else can wear white. Why do some brides go crazy if the mom or the mother-in-law comes up with a white dress? We're like, no, right? So everybody obeys that law. Everybody obeys the law, and it's just a wedding. And, you know, I mean, that one is a sacrament, but we obey the bride, who really has no authority over us, but we obey them. So why aren't we obeying the church? If your daughter is doing the first communion, that means you have now acknowledged that you are Catholic. Because if you're not Catholic, you do not do your first communion. Correct? Correct. So if I know that I now consider myself Catholic, I know the church has some very strict rules. A lot of you guys use the word old-fashioned. I don't like how we are called old-fashioned because we want to abide by the rules. We don't think we're better than anybody, and we don't say, well, you know, I need her to wear that dress because Now that gives me to my next topic. Yes, what kind of parents are these? What kind of parents sat there and said, absolutely yes, my daughter is going to look like a princess that day and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I don't understand that concept. I think that it really doesn't bother me that it's so form-fitted because, it is what it is. It could have been all white because, again, white signifies purity. Now, if you're doing this and you're the parent, that is screaming to me, I don't understand the church. I don't understand my religion. And they probably did have a big party that was so elaborate that really doesn't have to do anything with, your first communion. I do find it disrespectful, guys. And if you don't find it disrespectful, that's okay. But to me, it's like every place has its rules. At work, if you work at a bank teller or anything, one of those, it's business casual, and they let you know our dress code is business casual. I'm yet to see anybody roll up there with PJs, because I need to be comfortable when I work. And if I want to wear PJs, I'm going to wear PJs. It kind of goes under that concept. You walk into your business attire job with PJs, they're going to tell you, you need to go. Unless you have a medical condition, you need to go home and don't come back. And that's your job. So this is church, is your religion. Show some respect to the religion that you have now acknowledged you're part of, like I said, because you are doing your first communion. So to me is that. Now somebody said, I don't know how the church can allow it. I think I have an idea of what happened. The church always comes under fire over everything they do, right? Every Karen out there will make it look like it's your fault. You are being racist, or you're being you're not giving me my way. I'm thinking what the church thought was, she's already here. She did her 2 years. We can't turn her away from her sacrament. It is what it is. May Jesus be on her side. I really think that's something that happened, right? Because like I said, they're not going to turn away anybody on a sacrament. But being a sacrament, like I said, there's rules and regulations to that. Okay. And I checked, someone said it might be an African thing, right? Well, African Catholic. No, the person who did it was speaking Spanish. And explaining to everybody, and everybody's commenting. I think it had like 2 point something views by the time I saw it, and everybody was on the same. A lot of people were like, oh my God, these comments, let her be, she looks beautiful, how dare you? And I feel like, man, the world really is coming to an end if you don't understand your religion as a Catholic, which is, you're respected. If they tell you at the conferences you have to wear a white dress, and they don't even tell you it has to be a first communion, it just has to be white, below the knees, and that's that, right, with your candle. And the boys the same way, all white. A lot of parents have complained, I don't have the money for that, so they do tell the kids, okay, well, if you have black slacks, a black slack and a white top, dress up, button up shirt will do, because a lot of people have said that, and some people it's true, and then you're like, wait a minute, don't you have the banda waiting for you guys after this? So damn if you do, damn if you don't. But me personally, Josie says, because this is my show, it is not a stack up on situation in this one. A lot of people, like I said, that were screaming on the comments, let her be, let her be. No, it is sad, because she is young. Usually when someone does the first communion, it's between the ages of 7 and 12ish, and they're young. A lot of the times you do what you're told. So maybe it is the mom who thinks that, it's okay to dress up your girls like that at that young age forever and ever. And, it did take away from the other little girls. And I know for a fact, it probably did take away from what the whole reason everybody was there, which was to celebrate a sacrament, So, even the most non-religion people know that, right? So, I really find it really disrespectful. I hope we don't use that old school, to describe us. I feel like I'm not old school. I just follow the law that is in my book, the right way of doing it. Like I said, this is why, little by little, the wedding, that signifies white purity, they allow you to wear white even when you have your 3 kids behind you. Because, eventually they want to normalize it, right? And people screamed and kicked and got their way. I really hope that these, in the future, people really think about it, that when it's your religion and you practice that religion, or you acknowledge that you're from that religion, you understand the meaning of why you're doing things. Just don't do it for la fiesta and the peda that comes afterwards, which I don't understand how that evolved either. But, I hope you understand the significance behind it. It's the same with the baptism, and, it's first communion, and next will be the confirmation. My kids were confirmed to the world that, yes, I do want to continue being Catholic. And even then, you have to dress modest, right? So it did bother me, and I did start questioning stuff like you guys did. Like, Mom, what were you thinking? Like, you thought that was okay? And like I said, the little girl looks like she's gonna fall over, right? So and then the other little girls that are very, very vulnerable, and they're very gullible at the age, are gonna turn to her and be like, Mom, why didn't I dress like her? And why did I have to dress in white? Why didn't she have to follow directions? Why do I have to? It starts a whole lot of it's a lot, guys. So, and I think that's what's going on with America right now. I think that video really symbolized what is going on in America right now with the wearing the mask. I don't have to apply to the rules. The rules don't apply to me. Why do I have to? I'm going to do my own thing, right? But with it being a religion, like I said, that's sacred ground. That's like, if they tell you not to, then why did you? So that's my thought, guys. I'm on with you 100%. I know the quinceanera stuff was gonna pop up because how elaborate they are, and how they are modern wedding dresses. Yes, I've seen them. I'm like, you get away with that. I'm pretty sure that's for when you have the ceremonies, but I know at church they do let you know, and you have to cover up. There's no way you're gonna come in there not covered up. So that is what I think, guys. That is what I think. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna try to always post a new situation or a new question, and be on here like every end of the week. I'm getting your guys' thoughts and everything. Happy New Year. I hope you guys have a very good 2021. I'm walking in slowly but surely to this year. I don't want to make a lot of noise. I don't want to touch anything. But like I said, thank you so much. Once again, go on my Instagram. Don't forget to follow, guys. And as always, I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.